busy. Your days and weeks are full. Classes, you got certifications you got to take care of and get done. You got conferences and, the everyday training, right? On paper, it looks like progress. But if we're being honest, you don't feel sharp. You don't feel calm under pressure. You don't feel more confident when things get chaotic because doing more doesn't automatically make you better. In the fire department, we've quietly equated growth with accumulation, more techniques, more tools, more check marks. But when the tones drop, you don't rise to the level of everything you've learned. You're going to fall to the level of what you've mastered. And deep down, you already know that. You've seen firefighters with fewer certifications outperform those with resumes that were a mile long. So this is about the tension between doing everything and doing the right things well. We've all been there, right? We chase the next class because it feels productive. We stack skills because it feels like progress, right? We say yes to everything because saying no feels like you're falling behind. This culture within the fire department often rewards its members with certificates on the wall and check marks on your training sheets. But there's a cost. When we chase everything, we're going to dilute our focus. We mistake exposure for competence. And then we end up knowing about a lot, but being excellent at very few things. It's not a training problem, it's a leadership problem, and especially a focus problem. I learned this the hard way. Early in my career, especially as an officer, I thought my job, it was to know everything. Every technique, every new idea, every emerging tactic or cool thing, right? So I piled it on. And one day on the fireground, under real pressure, I realized something that made me uncomfortable. I wasn't defaulting to my newest knowledge. I was defaulting to my oldest habits, the things I really knew and could do well, the things I had drilled 1,000 times, the basics I had repeated until they were boring. So that's when it clicked. Stress doesn't reward variety. It's going to reward mastery. The firefighters I looked up to most, they weren't chasing every new class. They did less, but they did it better. Professional development matters, but focus matters more. Mastery, it doesn't come from constant novelty. It comes from repetition, refinement, and an honest evaluation of what you're doing. On the fireground, success, it often looks boring, right? Clean line stretches, basic forcible entry, ladders that are actually placed correctly, clear radio communication, and crews who know exactly what right looks like. So these aren't flashy skills. They're basic, reliable skills. They hold up at 3 a.m. under stress when conditions are unforgiving. As leaders, remember, we set the standard for what matters. If we reward doing everything, our crews, they're going to struggle under pressure. But if we reward doing the right things well, our crews, they're going to execute smoothly and cleanly when it counts. That means sometimes you got to say, we don't need to learn a new technique. We're going to drill this until it's boring and then drill it again. And good enough, it isn't good enough when lives depend on it. Focus is not a limitation. Remember that. So here's your challenge. Stop asking, what else can I add? Start asking, what must we master? Identify 1 or 2 core skills for your company. Then commit to doing more repetitions, fewer distractions, and no rushing to the next shiny thing. Doing less better builds crews that perform when it counts. Focused excellence will always outperform scattered effort. So, if you like what you heard, please hit that subscribe button. Help me spread the word. And thanks for stopping by.